The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
Put the power back in your hands. This is Behind the Law with attorney Justin Clark.
Welcome to Behind the Law and happy weekend to you. We're here with you live. Any questions? I know it's Saturday, but we're here live. Phone numbers on the screen, 321-282-1055. Joined as always by my beautiful co-host, Makaila Nichols. Makaila, how are you today?
I'm great.
You're the non-lawyer here. I'm the
true.
lawyer. You are the mouthpiece for the people at home.
I love to be a good mouth.
You are? Well, no, sometimes I say things and I just assume we all know what we're talking about because I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
You're a non-lawyer, so
not.
you stop me and ask me questions whenever you don't understand something.
I make it make sense.
Do you want to know what's coming up on the show today?
I would love to know.
A lot of people still have roof claims going on. Your roof has been damaged. You hear all these rumors about insurance companies canceling people. We're going to talk to you and attorney Greg Krak about what to do if you have damage to your house, to your roof, any sort of first-party claim. What's going on in that world, and what can you do to have your house repaired? Also, IRS, okay? The IRS took it easy on people for a while during COVID. Now they are coming after people if you owe them money, and rightly so. But what can you do? Does it mean you're going to jail? You have no options? You do have options. We'll tell you about those as well. But I'm disappointed in you already to kick off the show. And I don't want our production team to really hear about this, but you were already complaining about the couches.
That was like an inside conversation.
There's no inside conversations. This is
Well, I guess not.
What do you not like about the couches? You guys don't feel like you have to change them, because I think they're fine. What do you not like about them?
It's just a lot going on.
A lot going on.
It is.
Well, there's a lot going on today on this program. Here's what we will do, a very quick break. When we return, Behind the Law continues. You own a house, you need to have your windows and sliding glass doors checked right away. I'll tell you why. Joined by my good friend Dan Bringman, Renewal by Anderson. How do I know, Dan, when it's time to have my windows and sliding glass doors checked?
Well, it's a great question because it's not always obvious. One of the ways that sticks out immediately is that energy bill. We have to make, we've seen it go up all year long. Got a couple cool days now. A couple other ways are they're not functioning properly. You have some dust on the seals, and also just water infiltration, or maybe you heard a lot of rattling during some wind and so forth.
Absolutely. QR code is on the screen for you right now. What does it cost to have you and your design team come out and see what's going on with my windows?
Absolutely nothing but your time.
That's a beautiful thing, and they're going to come check it out, tell you exactly what you need or don't need sometimes. But a lot of people say, well, Dan, I'm worried about the economy. I don't want to write a big check right now. You've done amazing things to make this almost free sometimes when you compare it to your electric bill.
Absolutely, and it's a great thing to be concerned about, but we take the worry away. What we've done is we've extended our finance plans, and we call them our easy pay plans, and they go up to 144 months, and we go as low as 5.97. I mean, that's like really low. Most terms out there go as high as 12, 14%.
And if you think about what you're paying every month versus how you're going to save money on your electricity bill, this is almost free for you and a no-brainer. Dan, always good to see you, buddy. Do yourself a favor right now. Hit the QR code on the screen and call Renewal by Anderson today. Did you know that filing for bankruptcy can help you lower your mortgage or car payments or potentially help you eliminate your IRS or credit card debt? I'm attorney Justin Clark. If you find yourself living paycheck to paycheck, call me now or visit youhavepower.com for a free consultation. Welcome back to the show. I'm a little frustrated about something, and I think you should be as well. A couple of years ago, the legislator told us, look, we're going to change the way we handle roof claims and kind of take the power away from the people. But don't worry, because when we do this, your homeowners insurance rates are going to go down. It's been just the opposite. Here's what has happened. They've taken away a lot of your rights when it comes to pursuing your roof claims or other claims that you have against your homeowners insurance policy. But if you've not been under a rock, you know that our rates have gone up significantly. They've just been canceling people left and right for no reason at all. So really this is one big lie, or it didn't go the way they told us it was going to go. Why is this happening? I'd love to talk to our good friend, attorney Greg Krak, about just that. Greg, welcome to the show. How are you?
Great, Justin. Thanks for having me.
This is what you do. You help people when they have what we call first-party insurance claims. That means you're suing your own insurance company, whether it's a roof or other damage to your house. It's been a real travesty what's gone on, and we talked about this when they were changing the law. What did that law change really affect the people at home?
It affected homeowners' rights to go after an insurance company because in the past, for a long time, for over 100 years in Florida, there was a law that allowed a property owner, if they had to sue their insurance company and they're successful, the insurance company had to pay their attorney's fees. So it made their ability to retain an attorney to fight their insurance company available. And now it's still there, but it's much more difficult now, much more difficult, especially for the smaller claims.
Yeah. But didn't they tell us that by doing this, our rates were going to go down?
That was the sole reason. I mean, it was in the papers. All the lawmakers said, look, insurance companies are leaving Florida. We have to do something. It's the lawsuits. It's the lawyer's fault. It is the roofer's fault. So we're going to change things and put the power behind the insurance companies, and everything will change. Our premiums will come down. Everyone's going to be happy. And that hasn't occurred.
What is their excuse now? What are they saying as they backtrack? Is it because the price of eggs have gone up as well? Is that the problem?
That's one of the excuses I heard in Tallahassee. Some lawmakers got together in some hearings last week or some committee meetings to talk about the problems with insurance premiums. And they said, yes, now we're hearing it's inflation. So it's interesting because those insurance companies, they support a lot of our lawmakers up in Tallahassee. So they kind of got bailed out a couple years ago right after Hurricane Ian with these law changes. But now it hasn't helped the people. Yeah. The people are the ones suffering, the homeowners.
So how does it work now? I mean, if someone does have damage to their home, damage to their roof, what should they do now as we sit here today?
First and foremost, don't wait to report your claim.
Yeah.
I know people are afraid to make a claim because they're afraid they'll get non-renewed or get canceled. That's understandable. But if you don't fix the damage to your property, your insurance companies are going to find out and they're going to tell you, look, if you don't make the repairs, we're going to drop you anyway. So do not wait to file the claim. And then if you are having problems with your insurance company, contact a lawyer.
I know this is not a question you like, but I do think it's something we should address because people ask me all the time, are they going to cancel me if I file a claim? It's a tough question. I don't know the right answer.
I get that question asked all the time. What I tell them is this: look back at your history from a time when you did not file a claim. Did your rates go down, stay the same, or go up? Every person said they continue to go up. So, most of the time, unless you have filed maybe 4 or 5 claims in a 12-month period, they're not going to drop you because of that. So you have to get those repairs done. You might as well get what you're paying for in your premiums and file a claim.
It's really sickening if you think about it. So let's say you've owned your house for 20 years, 25 years, had the same insurance company, and we're kind of old school, Like we like to walk into the bank and talk to the bank manager, the branch manager. Times have just changed, and you feel like, well, I know that this company is going to do the right thing for me because I've been paying my premiums for the last 20 years. It's just not like that. I'm sorry to say, you're a number. These insurance companies are a racket. They're in business, and part of their business model is to not pay you. And I hate to be the mouthpiece that has to tell you this, but there's no trust factor. They don't like you. They like you when you send in your premium, but when you file a claim, they're trying to do whatever they can do. Look, there are some exceptions, okay, but let's have some real talk here. They're trying to do whatever they can do to not pay your claim or to pay as little as they possibly can. And a lot of times you do need a lawyer to step in and help you. I'd be happy to connect you with Greg, 321-282-1055. So how does that process work? When someone does call you, when should they call you, number one, and then how does it go from there?
Usually they'll call me after they get that coverage determination from the insurance company, whether it's to deny the claim or if they pay only part of the repair or if they pay the whole thing. Obviously, they don't need to talk to anyone. But have them call me immediately after that because I don't charge anything. I'll evaluate what they've been told by the insurance company with the facts and take a look at their insurance policy for free. And I'll let them know. And I can't help every person. Sometimes I'll say, yes, the insurance company made the right decision. Most of the time, that's not the case.
How do I know when they're screwing me over? And again, it's true.
Yeah.
Sorry for my language, but that's what they're doing. It's a screw over job half the time. And so what I see happen is they will file a claim, right? The insurance company comes in with their hired gun inspection guy, and maybe your claim really is going to take $40,000 to fix this problem. The insurance company comes in and is like, well, our inspector guy said it's 15 grand. Here's 15 grand minus your deductible. Here's 5 grand to you, 10 grand, whatever it's going to be. You must see this all the time. And what do I do in that situation when they lowball me?
Yeah, I see that on a weekly basis. Yeah. So make sure you bring in your own contractor, your own repair person that's licensed and local too. Not someone that's just chasing storms from city to city. So bring in an expert. The insurance company claims that their adjuster is an expert, but bring in your own expert and compare. So if that roofing contractor, or if that electrician, or if that contractor comes in and tells you, no, it's going to cost $40,000. The insurance company's estimate of $15,000 is ridiculous. There's no way I can repair it for that. That's when you fight.
Yeah.
That's when you contact a lawyer and get a consultation to see what can be done.
It seems like the inspector guys or appraiser, whatever, whoever they send out, the insurance company sends out. First of all, they're being paid by the insurance company, right?
Correct.
But they seem to be so cool, and like they really do. They want to like be best buddies. Like, oh, beautiful house. I'm gonna come. They almost
It's
make
a sales job.
It's almost a sales job. They make the homeowner feel comfortable, like they're going to take care of them. They're not on your team, are they?
That's the key. They want the homeowner to feel like they're going to trust the person. So when they get told, no, we're denying your claim, we're only paying part of it, you know, they believe them. Like,
Yeah.
okay, there's nothing I can do. But you still can do something. Even though it's harder these days to hold them accountable, you can still fight them.
So when do I bring in my own guy, my own contractor or whatever? When should I bring in my guy?
I would say right
Oh, yeah?
away.
Okay.
I mean, you can do that before the insurance company even comes out to inspect, or once you get the insurance company's decision, you know, double check. Just like you get a second opinion for a health issue. You want to get a second opinion for a person you bring in.
You're going to kill me now, Greg, but I do have to ask this one too. I know I don't think you like this question, but it's important, and I think people.
It gets to the point.
What?
He knows you're not going to like it. It's
Public adjusters. All right? Are you mad at me?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at
But
all.
it's a question people have a lot: is should I hire a public adjuster or not? First of all, what is a public adjuster?
It's an insurance adjuster that, just like it sounds, their title, works only for the public, works for the property owner, not the insurance company. And they are licensed. They are supposed to be trained in knowing how to evaluate an insurance policy, whether or not there's coverage, and potentially even evaluate damage and give you an estimate as to what it's going to cost to make those repairs.
Yeah. And is that a good idea?
I'm biased because I'm an attorney.
Yeah.
I would say they're just like with any profession. There are good ones and bad ones. So sometimes it's good to hire a public adjuster. I would say it's more beneficial to go straight to an attorney that specializes in what I do, because if you hire the public adjuster and they don't get you satisfaction for your claim, then typically the public adjuster will say, okay, well, now you have to go to an attorney. And by that time, you're going to be paying your fee to the public adjuster and the attorney.
Right.
So you're not going to have enough money to make repairs.
So now, like, all your dough is gone, and you're going to have to put in a lot of your own dough to finish the repair, it sounds like to me.
Correct.
You said something that I think is super important earlier when you talked about contractors, not these storm chasers or fly-by-night companies, because Florida seems to have a lot of contractors who are chasing storms, right? They're not even necessarily from here. Choosing the right contractor during this process can be incredibly important.
Very, very true. Do your homework, do your research, just like with anything. You don't want to hire an AC company and bring them in if you haven't looked at their Google reviews,
Yeah.
whether they have any complaints through the Better Business Bureau. You know, and better off, you know, get a referral from someone. Talk to someone that's used them before. So that's extremely important when they're coming in to evaluate damage.
Yeah.
Do you give like referrals? Because like as a woman, like and I'm just saying for my ladies, but like I wouldn't know who to call. So like, would you help with that?
Absolutely. If they come to me, there's different contractors I work with, ones that I trust, that I know are going to treat my potential client very well, and you know, they can trust their objective opinion about what the damage is and what it's going to take to repair it.
And a good referral like that is important because you can kind of hold their feet to the fire as well. Almost like if you refer to another lawyer, you know, a client of yours, you can, if something's not going well, you can call that lawyer and say, hey, you know, just to let you know, I got a heads up that you're not calling this guy back. And I think that is important in this business.
Absolutely.
Greg Krak, ladies and gentlemen, 321-282-1055. I know it's Saturday. You can call him right now. If you want to call my office, I'll connect you. We're answering your calls 24 hours a day. Keep up the good work, buddy. Always a pleasure to see you. Let's do this more often. It's been too long.
Thanks for having me back.
Here's what we're going to do. A little special segment for you coming up next. Speaking of great contractors, Universal Roof and Contracting is certainly one of our favorites. Every year they do a roof giveaway for an awesome veteran. I got the good pleasure of going out to meet this amazing veteran. Wait until you see this. Many businesses say they support our veterans. Universal Roof and Contracting takes action, and they do support our veterans. Justin, we're here on a very special day, very special place.
Absolutely. We're down here in St. Cloud today honoring Mr. Michael Langto he is this year's Veteran Roof Giveaway winner. Could not be more thrilled. It is the heartbeat of our company. This is what we do every single year to give back to the veteran community, and we're here to listen to his story because it's a good one.
Michael, you have a brand new roof. It's beautiful. Came at an important time for you as well.
It sure did. We were just notified that our roof was 17 years old and had to be replaced, or the homeowners insurance was not going to renew our policy.
How does it feel having this new roof, and how did Universal Roof and Contracting treat you?
Oh, we are so blessed. We are so thankful, and they treated us like kings and queens. They informed us every step of the way. They did a fantastic job. I couldn't be happier.
It really goes to show you what a great business you are. You've been around for a long time, supporting the veterans like you do, really a pillar of the community.
Absolutely, and that's what makes this so fun. Makes us believe in what we do. We've been doing this a long time. Again, founded by a family, by a veteran. This is something we do every year. We treat all of our clients exactly like we treat our veteran roof winners. And we encourage you, if you haven't had your roof looked at this year, to have us come out. It's free inspection for us to come see where you're at in the roofing process and what your next step would be.
Keep up the great work, guys. Michael, congratulations. Thanks for having us out. You did a great job today.
Thank you.
Visit Universal Roof and Contracting today. QR code is on the screen right now. You will not regret that decision. Did you know that filing for bankruptcy can help you lower your mortgage or car payments, or potentially help you eliminate your IRS or credit card debt? I'm attorney Justin Clark. If you find yourself living paycheck to paycheck, call me now or visit youhavepower.com for a free consultation. Wow, good job, Justin and Corey at Universal Roof and Contracting. You missed those guys, huh?
We
haven't seen them here in the studio in
It was so
forever.
awesome to see that they did that there for that veteran. That was incredible.
I loved it, and it was really awesome because had he not gotten the new roof, the insurance was going to drop him like within a couple of days.
Wow.
So it was wonderful timing as well. You ready?
I guess.
What?
What are we going to talk about, Jay?
I last time we were, because you're like holier than now when it comes to finance, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And last time you talked about, and even before the show today, you were talking about how I don't have a debit card, and you're like proud of it, and that's fine.
Yeah, and you know who also doesn't have a debit card?
Your mother
Greg
and father,
Krak.
and Greg Krak, yes. But during the show, your parents were watching the show last week, and I was getting text messages saying, we don't have debit cards either, so I know where you get it.
Yeah.
But you're also very rigid when it comes to IRS and making your quarterly IRS payments.
I don't want to go to jail.
Not
Do I want to give them my money? Absolutely not.
Not everyone is as perfect as you are, okay? And here's what really happens. And a lot of times when I'm talking about IRS problems, I'm talking to people who are self-employed or get 1099. Most people who just have a regular W-2 job where you make a certain amount per year, you actually get excited during tax season because you're going to get a refund. That's the vast majority of people on a W-2 type of income. But if you own your own business or you're self-employed, real estate agent, any kind of self-employment 1099 like that, you normally dread that tax time at the beginning of the year. Oftentimes you even file an extension and you get an automatic 6-month extension to pay your taxes. However, what happens to a lot of people, and I see this often, especially someone who has really just started a business, right? And they're putting their heart and soul into it, put all of their hard-earned money into this business, and they're really focused on running a business and getting this business off the ground. And you don't do a great job always of having your accounting stuff all straightened out when you start. And it really puts you in this downward spiral, okay? You don't have a good CPA yet, you don't have good books yet, you don't have your QuickBooks updated, and you're like, well, I'll just file my taxes next year. I'm gonna focus on the business. And then next year becomes the next year. And then what happens is you get behind on your taxes and you have unfiled tax returns, and I see this constantly, and it starts to create a lot of stress for you as a business owner. You're already stressed out. You're stressed about making money, you're stressed about feeding your own family, but you're super stressed about the IRS. And you're even worried about going to jail for not filing your taxes or not paying your IRS debt. Generally, that doesn't happen, okay? But I want you to know that if you have unfiled tax returns or you owe money to the IRS, there are plenty of things that you can do. But let's make no mistake, okay? Owing money to the IRS is not like owing money to, say, American Express. If you owe money to American Express, you stop paying them, they have to sue you. They have to serve you with the lawsuit. Go through 2 years of litigation to get a judgment against you. If you owe money to the IRS, they don't have to do any of that, right? They can just come take your paycheck. They can come take money out of your bank account without having to sue you. So owing money to the IRS can be very scary. The interest is high and it's very bad. Now, you're self-employed. You don't have a W-2. How do you make sure, and you don't owe any money to the IRS. You don't have unfiled returns because, again, she's perfect.
I just have a really good CPA and a bookkeeper. I have both because as someone, I suck at numbers. I'm very bad at that. So I needed to have both.
But how do you make sure that everything is up to date and current with the IRS? Is it the professionals that you work with, or is it something inside of you?
Yeah, I mean, I work with the professionals. My CPA is very on me. He's awesome. But, you know, I do the quarterly installments too. So I know that money, and it gets sucked right out of my bank account. So
talk about quarterly installments a little bit, because that's something that people who are self-employed really should know about, the quarterly installments. How do you pay it? What does that mean?
Well, my accountant was like, hey, Makaila, we should do this. And I did.
And then they take it right out of your bank account?
They take it right out. It tells me, like, I send myself a little calendar reminder, like, hey, your money's not going to be in your account tomorrow. Yeah. And so every time I get a check, I mean, I automatically put 25% like into this one account, and then I just move the money. Wow. Because that money's not technically mine. It's Uncle Sam's.
And a lot of people out there, though, just they don't have it set up that way. And sometimes you have to make a decision between, okay, am I going to pay my staff, or am I going to pay my quarterly taxes? Am I going to put food on the table, or am I going to pay my quarterly taxes? So yes, that's how we should do things, okay? But sometimes life gets in the way. Sometimes life gets in the way and you don't make those quarterly payments, or you don't file your returns, or you don't pay your taxes at the end of the year, and that happens. So number one, I get the question all the time, Justin, the IRS must hate you, right? Because you settle with them all the time. You're constantly helping people out and deal with their problems. The IRS loves us. I get people who have not filed taxes in 10 years sometimes back in the system. I get people who owe hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS back in the system, and on a payment plan or on some sort of settlement with the IRS loves us because we help sort out people's problems. But at the end of the day, I represent you. I don't represent the IRS. So what do you do, right? You owe a bunch of money to the IRS. What are your options? A few different options. Number one, a lot of times we will go in and say, hey, IRS, let's try to get all of these penalties taken away, because if you don't pay your taxes, those penalties rack up like crazy. Let's remove the penalties, called a penalty abatement, and get on some sort of an installment agreement. It's just a fancy word for payment plan. So we're going to get rid of the penalties and pay the IRS off over time. At that point, you're in good standing. As long as you're making that installment agreement, you're in good standing. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I don't want to like interrupt your tangent. No, but so let's say you do that and you're on a payment plan. Does that include like this year's taxes too?
It depends. I mean, if you've already filed your taxes for this year, then yes, it's going to include it. That's a great question, though, because if you're on an installment agreement, you have to file your taxes on time and you have to keep up with them. So if you owe money the next year, you have to pay that or they will cancel that installment agreement. Great question. Or if you don't want to do an installment agreement, oftentimes we do a settlement. But there's, of course, a fancy word for it in the IRS world. It's called an offer in compromise. You owe $200,000 to the IRS. Okay, IRS, here's the deal. We can't afford $200,000, but if you'll take 50 or 40, we'll just pay you off in full right now and settle it. And now you don't owe the IRS any more money at all. This thing takes a long time. It's complicated. And a lot of things with the IRS takes a long time because it's the world's largest collection agency, but you can settle with them by doing an offer and compromise. Sometimes, though, too, you might have made some money back a few years ago, but now we're not in a great financial place. We can do what's called currently non-collectible. We call it C&C, meaning, all right, the IRS, yes, you owe us money, but we understand you can't pay us right now, so we're going to label your debt as non-collectible. And this IRS debt is important because if you're looking to go refinance your house, you're looking to buy a house, you're going to really need to be current with the IRS or not have any liens out there against you. If not, you're not going to be able to get a mortgage. And at the end of the day, the IRS is going to come calling at some point if you owe them. Here's what you should do, okay? If you have questions about this, you're self-employed, you haven't filed taxes in a while, you owe money to the IRS, why don't you just call my office 24/7, okay? We answer your calls 24/7, 321-282-1055. Don't just get frozen because you're so scared, because you're rolling around in your bed at night, you can't sleep because you owe money to the IRS. Don't let that freeze you, because there are options available. There are things that we can do to help you with these IRS issues, but you do want to act fast because they can come after you. They can just come take your money out of your account. They can garnish your wages from your paycheck. So don't mess around with the IRS either. but don't let it stress you out to the point of just not doing anything. How was that, class?
That was good.
Did you learn anything?
I did.
Speaking of learn anything, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, so what did you learn? As Behind the Law continues.
It is never a bad time to prioritize your health, your well-being. That is why I come to Bellam Wellness. I'm joined by Dr. Zaidi. You are a primary care physician first and foremost, but you started Bellam Wellness. Tell me a little bit about why you started it.
Bellam actually has been my passion from quite some time. I wanted to do something a little bit more than the primary care, so we can take care of patients from inside out. We want them to feel better.
It means beautiful soul, right?
Beautiful soul, absolutely.
And I love that because not only do you offer some aesthetic services, but pain management, you really do it all. Tell me about some of the other services you offer here.
The main is, which I love the most, is my laser services.
I love it too. That's where I get my laser hair removal.
So the most common, as you know, is our laser hair removal, but we do the fine lines, wrinkles, scars.
Spider veins.
Spider veins, absolutely. That's one of my favorite to perform, actually, because you can see the results instantaneously. And scars, as I mentioned, and brown spots, pigmented spots.
Because we all have something that we're a little insecure about because we always look in the mirror, but you really help people find the beauty within themselves and kind of fix those little imperfections along the way. Dr. Zaidi, I trust you with all my aesthetic related services.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And your family is so inspirational. I love the husband, the kids, all of them. I really enjoy coming here.
Thank you so much. And we look forward to continue giving service to you and the whole of the Central Florida.
Yeah, do yourself a favor. If you want to check out this amazing list of services, look no further than Bellam Wellness.
Your debt does not have to control your life. You have the power to potentially lower or even eliminate your debt. I'm attorney Justin Krak. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your financial life. Welcome back to the show. We wrap it up today, as always, with what did we learn? Let me start, Makaila. I learned that two things about you. Number one, you're super hungry right now because I heard your stomach growling during the break. And also, and Close Your Ears production team, thank you, Derek Moser's literally doing it. You hate the couches. What's up with that?
I think hate is a strong word. I
you dislike.
Yeah.
Hate is a strong word.
It is.
What did you learn today?
I learned that Greg Krak is really the guy to go to when it comes to, I mean, for me personally, like if I had a claim, I wouldn't know what to do, so I would automatically just call him because, you know, finding the right contractor I think can be scary.
It is. And, you know, I think that you've been paying this premium. If you do have issues with your house, I think you need to pursue them, all right? Even if they're going to cancel you, you can probably find other insurance elsewhere. You pay those premiums for a reason. What about the IRS stuff? I learned that you're perfect.
With them. You love the IRS? Just kidding. No, but I think you really help people in their times of need.
That's very true.
Yes. Yeah, that's all I have to say about the IRS. I mean, do I like to give my money? No, but I think it's important to get a good CPA. Get a good CPA and a bookkeeper.
Excellent job. Makaila Nichols, the beautiful, as always. Thank you to our amazing team, gentlemen. You always crush it. Most importantly, thank you. See you again next week for more Behind the Law. I'm attorney Justin Krak. If you're in debt and find yourself living paycheck to paycheck, call me now or visit youhavepower.com today.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.